The signing of the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 by President Aquino was welcomed by sectors of the country's information technology sector, particularly the Business Processing Association of the Philippines, a sector that has generated major investment flows over the past 12 years and is projected to earn $13 billion for 2012. Of course, there's been resistance and reservations from other sectors. Their sentiments say that it violates the freedom of expression given penalties on specific crimes stated in the law. But why is this BPAP in support of the new law? And joining us tonight is Ms. Genny Innocencio Marcial, Executive Director for External Affairs of the Business Processing Association of the Philippines. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, is the new anti-cybercrime law a positive deterrent against crimes committed on the net, especially for your operations from the business processing sector? And what layers of protection does it provide for the industry to check and contain illegal acts that are committed?
Actually, we're very thankful that the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 has finally been signed into law. We're expecting it to enhance investors' confidence in the industry because previously we don't have a legal framework protecting the integrity of our data that's being transmitted from our foreign clients to the Philippines.
Now, can you give us an idea of what sort of crimes or illegal acts which affect your sector and how does it affect your operations?
Basically, the Cybercrime Prevention Act will address our concerns on computer-related theft, data theft, for example, and tampering of data being transmitted here to the Philippines. Our sector actually is not really that concerned with the libel provision since it doesn't really directly affect our industry, but collectively, we're more concerned with the last-minute provision on warrantless collection of traffic data. That might have the potential to affect or alarm our stakeholders.
Ma'am, can you elaborate why this would alarm the stakeholders, this provision?
Well, if it's taken advantage of, the fact that it wouldn't require warrant, no? The traffic data is basically defined as the data determining the origin, the destination, time of transmission, all the specific details except the identity and the actual content of the data. Now, it can be taken advantage of since if you know the origin and the destination, then basically you can determine other factors, other details.
So, ma'am, is the BPAP in agreement that this provision should be amended?
Well, definitely the bill will need to be fine-tuned, and that's actually one of the objectives of drafting the IRR, the implementing rules and regulations. We're hoping that with the drafting of the IRR, the bill will be fine-tuned and the different concerns might be addressed.
Ma'am, in the BPO sector, how is fraud and theft determined and how is the red flag raised?
Well, for the BPO sector, we have very stringent information security standards. Most of our members in the BPAP are actually ISO certified when it comes to information security. We have a big team, a global team to determine and ensure the security of the data being transmitted from our foreign clients to the Philippines. And they're basically the ones really concerned with data integrity, with the security of the information.
Ma'am, has there been an instance wherein in your sector that the website or the flow of operations has been compromised in terms of security?
As far as I know, here in the Philippines, not yet. Basically, the incidences that I'm aware of are more concerned with credit card fraud.
So, ma'am, what security measures are in place in the BPO sector to ensure that all your websites and your operations are secured? Just these past days, we found that some of the government websites were hacked.
Well, basically, our sites or our operations are global. So it's not just limited to our local operations or service delivery centers, no? And we ensure that we observe international standards when it comes to service delivery.
Ma'am, in terms of this law, what was the biggest concern of your sector when you went to Congress to lobby for this bill?
The biggest concern is to ensure that data integrity is addressed. Because previously, our foreign clients have been concerned that we lack the legal framework. There's no legislation that will address the security of their data. That's basically coming from their foreign clients that's being transmitted here in the Philippines and being processed. So now that we have the Cybercrime Prevention Act, then that's addressed, and we're very pleased with the signing of the bill, although we admit that it still needs to be fine-tuned.
Ma'am, since IT and BPO firms use the internet as its main link for the communication process, how will it benefit from provisions covering system and data protection, device security, and computer-related offenses, especially that last provision that you had mentioned?
Well, our operations is very dependent on the security of the systems, the computer, that's the hardware, and especially the protection being provided to the data being transmitted. As long as that data is protected and secured, and we can ensure that it cannot be tampered with, or there's no interference, it cannot be blocked or in any way misused, then we're satisfied.
Now, is the BPO sector also coordinating with the government agencies to give advice in terms of securing websites? Because right now we know that there are more than 37 million Filipinos using the internet, and a lot of them are still weary about using their credit cards because of security fraud, as you said before.
Yeah, we're actually working very closely with the government, no? Not just with the law enforcement agencies, but actually with our legislators. We work very closely with our senators, with our congressmen, and we make sure that we're represented in the technical working groups, in the drafting of the bills, in the drafting of the implementing rules and regulations. And we would be more than pleased to work very closely with the law enforcement agencies.
Ma'am, and a final word from you for our viewers and also for those using the websites and also those in the BPO sector, ensuring that your sites are highly secured.
Well, first of all, the operations, international operations of the business process outsourcers here in the Philippines, it actually observes the highest standards when it comes to information security. Now, it cannot actually be applied to those in their homes who are actually surfing or downloading applications or downloading games and stuff. So actually, our sites are dedicated mainly to service delivery. So I think there would be no comparison when it comes to the information security being given in the outsourcing industry.
Okay, on that note, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us tonight and giving us your insight on security on the internet. That was Ms. Genny Innocencio Marcial, Executive Director for External Affairs of the Business Processing Association of the Philippines, or BPAP. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.